Hello everyone, and welcome to my tutorial on spares. My name is Asher Prostovich, and today I'll be showing you what to do when you get a flat tire.
Have you ever been driving and noticed that your tire has expired?
Well, luckily for you, there's a solution to that problem. Every car comes with something called a spare tire. It's not the same size as your normal tires, but it is very good for an emergency. The spare is usually located in these three places. If you have a trunk, it may be under the boards in your trunk. If you have a truck, it might be under the bed of your truck. Some vehicles prefer to wear the spare, like a Jeep does. Once you've located your spare, you're going to want to move to find a jack. The vehicle we'll be working with today, however, is already on a machine, so we don't need to jack it up. The tool you'll need will be either a tire iron, an impact gun, or a torque wrench. We'll be using an impact gun. A common misconception about fixing flats is people think you have to actually pull the tire off the wheel. Today what we're going to be doing is actually just taking the wheel off the car, because the spare already has a rim. Don't worry too much about how high you jack your car, just make sure that the wheel doesn't touch the ground.
Once you've unscrewed the bolts, you can pull them off with your hands. This may take a minute.
Now you're ready to pull your wheel off. Ready to swap your spare.
Now it's time to put your spare on the car. You want to make sure you line up these bolts here when you're putting the spare on. Don't mind the Christmas music. Now you're going to want to push this back until it is about against, and now you're going to want to start screwing in bolts. You can start anywhere, just as long as every time you go here, and then across, and then across, and across, and across. You're about to screw these in with the gun, but make sure that you don't push them in all the way just yet, because that will misalign the wheel. Now that you've got it mostly screwed in, you're going to want to go back in and follow the same pattern, across, 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 and make sure you go in all the way this time. But just space it out so that all of the bolts seem to go in at the same time. We're done with that, and remember, it's very important that when you're doing that, you don't screw them in all the way one at a time. You want to space it out, because it's like when you try to screw on a peanut butter lid and it gets stuck, and you don't want that for your car. Now at this time, you have a spare on your car. It's not the same size as the other wheels, so what you're going to want to do is head to a mechanic soon and get a new tire. This is only an emergency wheel, and you should only drive it for a short amount of time.
To tell you the truth, this is the actual wheel. I didn't have a spare.
But just remember, a spare is smaller and unsafe to drive on, so you need to go and get a new tire as soon as possible.
Thanks for watching my tutorial.